Welcome to SS2 Islamic Religious Studies. This lesson examines the relationship between democracy and Islam, one of the most actively debated topics in contemporary Islamic thought. Muslim scholars hold diverse and nuanced views on this relationship. Before examining the relationship, we must define our terms. Democracy in its modern form refers to a system of government in which sovereignty, ultimate political authority, resides with the people and is exercised either directly or through elected representatives. Modern democracy is also associated with civil liberties, rule of law, pluralism, and the protection of minority rights. In Islam, sovereignty, hakimiyya, belongs ultimately to Allah. The Quran, 1240, states that judgment belongs only to Allah. This has led some Islamic thinkers to argue that popular sovereignty, the idea that the people are the source of all legitimate authority, is incompatible with Islamic theology, which locates ultimate authority in divine revelation. However, this theological point does not in itself determine how Muslim societies should be governed practically, and Muslim scholars have engaged creatively with this tension. Three main perspectives characterize the contemporary Islamic debate on democracy. Perspective 1, compatibility. Many contemporary Muslim scholars argue that democracy is compatible with Islam because Islam's core political values, shura, consultation, maslahah, public interest, protection of rights, accountability of rulers, are substantially similar to democratic values, even if expressed in different vocabulary. These scholars argue that modern electoral democracy can be seen as a form of institutionalized shura. They include Sheikh Yusuf Al-Qaradawi, Muhammad Khatami, and Tariq Ramadan. Perspective 2, rejection. Some scholars and movements argue that Western liberal democracy is incompatible with Islam because it places human-made law above divine law, Sharia. They argue that true Islamic governance must be based on the Quran and Sunnah, not majority vote. This position is associated with some Salafi scholars, the Taliban, and groups like ISIS. Perspective 3, critical engagement. Many scholars occupy a middle position. They accept democratic mechanisms like elections, civil liberties, and peaceful transfer of power as pragmatically valuable, while insisting that the Sharia must set limits on what legislators may enact. Turkish Islamist intellectuals and parties such as the AKP have taken this approach in practice. Looking at practice reveals complexity. Several Muslim-majority countries have established constitutional democratic systems. Turkey, a secular republic since 1923 with a significant Islamic revival in politics since the 1990s, the AKP under Erdogan has governed as an elected democratic government with Islamic values. Tunisia, after the Arab Spring, Tunisia achieved the most successful democratic transition, with an Islamist party, another, participating in democratic coalition governance before reverting to more authoritarian rule under Kais Saied after 2021. Senegal and Indonesia are among the most successful examples of Muslim-majority democracies. Iran, the Islamic Republic, combines elections with supreme authority vested in the supreme leader, a cleric, a unique hybrid that its architects called Islamic democracy. Nigeria, as a country with a large Muslim population, particularly in the north, the question of democracy and Islamic governance has been intensely debated. The adoption of Sharia criminal law by 12 northern states from 1999 to 2002 represented a significant assertion of Islamic law within a democratic federal framework. In Nigeria specifically, the introduction of Sharia criminal law in 12 northern states beginning with Zamfara State in 1999 prompted intense national debate about the compatibility of democratic federalism and Islamic law. Key points: the Nigerian constitution allows states to establish Sharia courts for personal, family and inheritance law for Muslims. This has been part of Nigerian law since independence. The extension to criminal law, Sharia penal codes covering offenses such as theft, adultery, and apostasy, was new and controversial. The federal government position was that criminal law is a concurrent and residual matter within the exclusive federal legislative list under Section 4 of the Constitution and that states cannot enact criminal codes outside their jurisdiction. The Sharia controversy illustrated the ongoing tension in Nigeria between a secular constitutional democracy and the desire of many Muslims to live fully under Islamic law. Different Muslim scholars in Nigeria hold different views on how this tension should be resolved, ranging from full implementation of classical Sharia to working within the democratic system to achieve Islamic values through policy rather than criminal law. Today we covered 3 perspectives on the relationship between democracy and Islam: compatibility, democratic mechanisms can institutionalize Islamic values like Shura, rejection, human-made democratic law cannot supersede divine law, and critical engagement, democracy can be pragmatically accepted while Sharia sets limits. In practice, Muslim-majority democracies vary widely from Senegal and Indonesia to Turkey and Iran. In Nigeria, the 1999 Sharia expansion in northern states exemplified the tension. For your essay exercise, write a 300-word response to the following question: in what ways might the concept of Shura support a favorable Muslim attitude towards democratic governance? Use evidence from Quranic text and scholarly opinions.